Hi and warm welcome. I'm Jenna. Very thankful that you're joining me for this very soothing, very calming yin yoga practice. Make sure to have some props. Blanket will be nice, maybe a pillow. I also have a couple of blocks, might come in handy. And it would be great if you have a wall space nearby. You don't need a lot of space at the wall. It can even be a pillar or something like that. But don't worry about it if you don't have that. I will also give you options to do the poses without a wall. Let's get started in child's pose. Come a little bit more towards the back end of your mat so you'll have more space out in front of you. Any child's pose will do. I have my big toes touching, knees as wide as the mat. You can have the legs together if that feels better for you. Rest the upper body down, and I'd like for your forehead to be resting on something. So if it doesn't quite reach the floor, feel free to put a block or a long bolster or a long couch pillow underneath the upper body. Go ahead and close the eyes. A lot of the times, child's pose is like coming home. You're removing the stimulation of the world. You're turning inwards. Finding comfort within. Let's take 3 clearing breaths to clear out the day. Through your nose, take a full breath in. Little pause at the top. Open your mouth and let it go. Dropping whatever happened earlier today. Again, deep breath in. Pause. Exhale, let it go. Releasing whatever will happen later. Take one more deep breath in. Pause. And at the top, take in an extra sip of air. Exhale, let it go. Can you soften the body? Allow yourself to just melt onto the ground. You can seal the lips. Start to deepen the breath, breathing in and out through the nose. Can you take fuller breaths? Inhale into the belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Allow the breath to wash away any tension, any discomfort in the body. Allow the breath to clear away any stuck emotions that you may be feeling. Let the breath clear out the mind. The more you can slow down the breath, the more the mind will slow down as well. Take a moment to set an intention for your practice. You can make it into a simple mantra or a word and just repeat it to yourself 3 more times as you take 3 more deep breaths. Next, inhale, tuck your chin in. You can help with your hands. Slowly start to roll up to seated so that you're seated on the heels. Sit on either side of your feet so that you can extend the legs forward. And now you'll probably want to move a little bit further forward because we'll also need some space behind us. We'll come into butterfly. Bring the soles of the feet together. Have a lot of space between the heels and your body. If you'd like to have more cushioning underneath the feet, feel free to place a blanket, just a lightly folded blanket underneath the feet. If this feels very tense in the hip flexors right now, you can also put a blanket underneath your buttocks to elevate the hips a little bit more. You can also place blocks underneath each knee. In any case, in all of the poses, we want to feel really supported. So get into the habit of filling up any gaps between you and the floor. Now place your hands onto the shin bones. Take a big breath in, find an arch through the spine. If it feels okay for your neck, you can gaze up. Exhale, round. Simple seated cat-cow with these butterfly legs. Inhale to open, roll the shoulders back. Exhale to round. You can keep moving at your own pace. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Maybe even close the eyes. Big breath. Big movement. Soften the jaw. Separate the back teeth. Let's take one more each way. Next, inhale brings you into a nice long spine at the center. Exhale, tuck the chin in, let the head hang heavy and begin to fold down. So if you have more props here, you can stack as many props as you need to and have some support underneath the head. Turn the palms up just as a sign of surrender, releasing any effort, releasing any attempt to try to make this pose happen, signifying allowance, allowing the shape to happen with the breath. You can have the hands next to the feet, slide the hands under the shin bones, or have the hands in front of the feet, whatever feels the best for you. When you found enough depth for you, when you feel like you have an interesting amount of sensation, go ahead and close the eyes. Through your nose, take a full breath in. Open the mouth and release the breath. And you soften the shoulders. You can seal the lips and begin to slow down the breath, breathing in and out through the nose. Commit to stillness. Commit to taking it one breath at a time. And just staying curious what comes up for you as you sit here in complete stillness. It might be discomfort. You might get fidgety. Something that you have been avoiding might come up in your mind. That's all okay. Can you come back to the breath and keep softening? Take 3 more deep breaths here. Notice where you could soften and let go a little bit more. Come out very slowly. Keep the chin tucked in. You can help with your hands. Your head will be the last thing to come up. Very slowly roll back up to seated. And since we spend so much time in the shapes, you also want to take your time coming out. Once you reach the top, take a deep breath in. Exhale, allow the shoulders to drop down. And just feel yourself upright again. If you had any props on top of the feet and underneath the feet, remove them for now, but have them within hand's reach. We'll come into swan, or you might know it as pigeon. So stay with the butterfly legs and bring the left leg behind you. You'll probably need to readjust the right shin bone a little bit further forward. Start to extend the left leg behind you. Take your time to set it up, not always assuming that the first shape you enter into is the right one for your body today. And now if you have some space underneath the right buttock, place a block, a book, or a folded blanket underneath it so that you can feel supported. Roll the shoulders back. And now if you already have a lot of tension coming up in the body, shoulders are tensing up and you feel like you just want to come out already, it might mean that you need to put a little bit more support underneath the bum or draw the right foot closer towards the body. Make it a little bit softer to begin with. Take a deep breath in at the top. Exhale, begin to fold down. I'd like for your forehead to be resting on something, so it can be a block, it can be the floor, and the arms are completely relaxed. Take a moment to soften the shoulders away from the ears, free up the neck. Take a deep breath in. Little pause, open the mouth and let it go. Seal the lips and begin to deepen the breath again. Soften your forehead. Relax the space between your eyebrows. Soften your jaw. Most of us feel quite a lot here. Even the people who look very comfortable in this shape, everyone feels a lot in this pose. So this is an opportunity for you to release what you no longer need. Use the breath. Releasing the tension, frustration, any stress. Let it leave the body with the breath. I'm going to give you the option to add an upper body twist. Only if you feel quite comfortable in the legs, you can move into the twist. So you'll come sort of halfway up and thread the left arm underneath the right armpit, left shoulder, left side of your head come onto the floor. If you try it out and it doesn't work, just come back to the regular swan. Here you can have the right hand forward on the lower back or across the back body, you can reach for the right big toe. But like I said in the beginning, in Yin Yoga, we want to really tap into that quality of allowing instead of making things happen. Making space for miracles, for blessings to arrive. Make sure you're still taking deep belly breaths. This will help you relax. Last 3 breaths. If you were twisting, slowly start to unravel. Lift yourself back up again. Lean onto the right buttock so that you can come into butterfly again. Bring the soles of the feet together. Again, you can use any props that you need to. Let's repeat that seated cat-cow, hands on the shin bones. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. Keep moving at your own pace. Let that energy move, whatever you're feeling right now. Take once more each way. Come back to center. This time take the right leg behind you, swan on the left side, extend the right leg behind you, and try to drop any expectations. Take your time to find a sweet spot in the center. If you notice there is a lot of space or even a little bit of space between your left buttock and the floor, put something underneath it so that you can just sit. Take a moment to roll the shoulders back, deep breath in. Exhale to fold. Make sure your forehead is resting on something, the floor or a block. When you settle in, close the eyes. Through your nose, take a full breath in. Little pause. Open the mouth and let it go. Allow yourself to just melt. Seal the lips again. Start to deepen the breath, breathing in and out through the nose. Soften your forehead. Soften the space between the eyebrows. Relax the jaw. Notice how the tongue is resting inside the mouth. Can you make a little bit more space for the tongue? You can move your mouth in any way that you'd like to release tension in the jaw. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. And keep breathing. Now, if you feel quite okay here in the legs, in the lower body, feel free to add a twist for the last minute. Come sort of halfway up, thread the right arm underneath the left armpit, right shoulder, right side of your head, come onto the floor. You can have the left arm out in front of you to the lower back or towards the left big toe across the back body. If it feels like too much, always be open to releasing and coming back to the previous version. Notice what happens with the breath when you readjust the shape. Take 3 more slow breaths wherever you are. If you were twisting, slowly start to unravel. Both hands onto the floor. Lift the upper body up. Sit onto your left buttock. Again, bring the feet into butterfly. It's okay if you feel a lot in the legs. Whew. Bring the soles of the feet together. And again, hands on your shin bones. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. Big breaths, big movements. Keep moving on your own. Once more each way. Next inhale brings you into a neutral. Place the hands behind you. Plant the feet onto the floor as wide as your mat. Gentle windshield wipers. Sway the knees from side to side, and you can look to the opposite direction from the knees, adding a gentle twist. Keep breathing. Move slowly, no rush. So I'm gonna give you 3 options for the next pose. If you don't have a wall space available, you're just gonna do dragonfly. Spread the legs wide and fold. If you do have a wall space, go ahead and move on to your wall. So first option, if you have a wall space with a lot of area on both sides, you can do the same thing while lying down. If you don't have a lot of wall space on either side, you can do butterfly. Soles of the feet together, but let the outsides of the feet be against the wall. So those are your 3 options. I'm just gonna stay here at the wall and do the dragonfly against the wall. It's nice to use the gravity to gently open the legs. So if you're seated, go ahead and just fold down. You can have props underneath the upper body. Maybe support the forehead with something. If you're at the wall, you can rest your hands wherever it feels comfortable for you. If you're in the straddle, in the dragonfly with your legs apart, maybe just gently placing your hands onto your thighs, not forcing anything. Wherever you are, close the eyes. Take a deep breath in. Little pause at the top. Open your mouth and let it go. Seal the lips and begin to slow down the breath, breathing in and out through the nose. Soften the forehead. Relax your jaw. If you're at the wall, really feeling your whole spine grounded all the way from the tailbone to the back of the neck. Notice where you're still holding on to tension, where you're still building up resistance. See if you could just, with your awareness, soften those areas. Make sure you're still taking deep belly breaths. As you inhale, the belly gets bigger. Exhale, the belly gets smaller. Inhale into the belly. Exhale from the belly. Give yourself 3 more deep breaths wherever you are. And now if you're at the wall, let your knees just bend. You can use your hands at the backs of the knees and draw the knees, the thighs towards your belly. If you're seated in Dragonfly, go ahead and slowly roll back up to seated. And now, again, I'll give you a couple of options for the next shape. So if you're at the wall, very simple, just extend the legs up at the wall, straight up out of the hips. You want your buttocks as close to the wall, so if you need to wiggle around a little bit, feel free to do so. If you don't have a wall, go ahead and just lay down on your mat. Have your knees bent. You can use a block or do this without the block. So the simplest version, extend the legs up towards the ceiling, like they're against the wall. You can bend the knees as much as you need to. If you have a block, it might feel nice to slide it underneath the tailbone on the lowest setting, and from there, extend the legs up towards the ceiling. You can rest your hands wherever it feels comfortable. Go ahead and close the eyes. So you're either at the wall or on your mat with or without a block. Idea here is that you have the legs towards the sky, feet, legs as relaxed as possible. Maybe tuck in the chin a little bit to lengthen the back of the neck. And your legs will probably begin to shake a little bit or a lot. That is totally okay. Don't be scared. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth and let it go. Deep breath in. Open your mouth and let it go. Deep breath in. Open your mouth and let it go. Seal the lips. Slow down the breath. And when the legs begin to shake, just keep breathing deeply and know that it is just a sign from your nervous system that something needs to be let go, something needs to be healed. So it is okay for that to allow to come to the surface. It is safe for you to breathe with that. Soften your forehead, relax your jaw. Know that you can also bend the knees as much as you need to. Three more deep breaths wherever you are. Very slowly start to bend the knees. If you're on a block, set the feet down, lift your hips a little bit and slide your block to the side. And everyone, for a moment, you can just hug the knees into the chest. Wherever you are, come into a regular Shavasana. Extend the legs towards the top corners of your mat, claim your space. If you'd really like, you can still stay at the wall with your legs up towards the wall, but I highly recommend that you come into a regular Shavasana to really allow the benefits of the inversion to sink into your body as well. So get comfortable. Feel free to use a blanket, maybe cover the eyes with something to remove any stimulation from the light. If your lower back is feeling sensitive, blocks underneath the knees. Close the eyes. Let's take 3 more clearing breaths together. Through your nose, take a full breath in. Pause. Soften the face, relax the shoulders. Open your mouth and release. Again, deep breath in. Pause. Open the mouth and let it go. One more, full breath in. Pause. Can you become a little bit heavier? Surrender fully. Open the mouth and let it go. Seal the lips. You can come back to your own natural breath. Letting go of any effort. Nothing you need to do here. No certain way you need to be here. Remind yourself of your intention for the practice. Thank yourself for showing up. Now, for a few more moments, I'll guide you into a deeper state of relaxation. Allow yourself to just rest. Let the breath be natural. Let your awareness travel to your toes. Soften your toes. Let your awareness travel to the soles of the feet. Relax. To the tops of the feet. Relax. Soften the ankles, the calves, the shin bones. Let your awareness travel up through the legs. Soften the backs of the knees, the kneecaps, the backs of the thighs, the quads. Everything is just heavy, soft, melting down. Soften through the hips, let them be heavy. Relax the belly, let it be free. Soften through the rib cage, the heart space, the lower back, the mid back, the upper back. Soften the shoulders, the upper arms, the elbows, the forearms, the wrists, the hand palms, and all of the fingers. Feel all of the fingertips soften. Soften the neck area, your throat, your jaw. Maybe you notice the back teeth separate a little bit more. Soften the lips, the tongue, your cheeks, the eyelids. Let the eyebrows unfurl. Your forehead is relaxed. Relax the ears. Your whole head, the scalp. And let your awareness travel to the highest point of your head, the crown of your head. And just letting your focus rest there. Feeling your whole body relaxed. Feel your contact points with the ground. I invite you to stay here for as long as you'd like. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.